Hey, I'm Bill, and this is A Nose for Life. And this video is all about Nathan.
No, it's really not.
When my son Nathan said he wanted to go to Gatlinburg for his 17th birthday, I was thrilled that he actually wanted to spend time with his old man instead of his friends. And yes, I was shocked to say the least. So it was time for a father and son road trip. So we ditched the women of the house, 3 women to be exact, and we headed up to the Park Vista in Gatlinburg, Tennessee. In full disclosure, Nathan had an additional lady friend to ditch for the weekend, and that was harder for him. But they made it 2 whole days without seeing each other, and I was really impressed with his manliness.
The forest fires really scared me. Coming up here, it scared me for the people that live here, and I really just wanted to come up here and support the people that live here.
Our family, like countless of other families within a 200-mile radius of Gatlinburg and Pigeon Forge, spend a lot of time in the Smoky Mountains, and why not? It's an amazing place to visit. In fact, I started creating video content for A Nose for Life last summer in June, I believe, of 2016, and some of my earliest videos were about Dollywood, the Smoky Mountains, and Gatlinburg. I invite you to watch those videos for several reasons. First, so you can see how far this channel has come over the past 10 months, and yes, we still have a long way to go, but seriously, the video I captured last summer is just a few months before the forest fires descended tragically on Gatlinburg and Pigeon Forge this past fall. The community was devastated, and we wept for their loss while horrifying images flooded the television and the internet. According to Steve Ahelan of the USA Today Network, almost 2,500 structures were destroyed by the fires. Now keep in mind that this region attracts 11 million tourists annually, almost 20,000 acres of national forest burned, and no one knows the cost of rebuilding, not exactly. We do know that it will be in the billions. But structures, in most cases, can be rebuilt. And even the precious national forest can grow back, though it may take a couple or maybe even 3 generations. But the most tragic aspect is that at least 14 people lost their life due to the fires, and we express our deepest condolences to the families and friends who lost loved ones during the devastation. But the people in this community who live, work, build, and develop these wonderful vacation destinations in this region, well, they're resilient. And with great determination, they're getting back on their feet and rebuilding. Furthermore, Pigeon Forge and Gatlinburg are open for business, to say the least. Both Nathan and myself were shocked as to how busy it is already. And we're in that crazy season between winter and spring, and it's already getting crowded. And we weren't really expecting a crowd. Well, to be honest, we expected it to be kind of light. But despite the tragic forest fires in the fall, the hustle and bustle of Gatlinburg and Pigeon Forge seem as normal as any other year. Let me tell you about the Park Vista, and keep in mind I'm not sponsored by any corporate or private entity in this video. Not yet anyway, and let me just add that I'm available if said private or public business entity is interested in sponsoring this channel. My email address is in the description. Anyway, I've been staying at the Park Vista Hotel since the early 1990s, and my kids have practically grown up there. The rooms are great, the views are wonderful, and you have to love the 1970s architecture. It stands the test of time, and it's still amazing. For more information about the Park Vista Hotel, you want to visit the links that I have in the description.
Something about sitting here that reminds me of Rome. I can't quite put my finger on it. It's just a feeling that I get. Rome. I wonder what it could be.
You can find really neat things like this all over the Park Vista Hotel lobby, and it's another reason we stay at the Park Vista Hotel in Gatlinburg. It was time now to have some father and son fun time. But before I left the house, Carolyn had told me that Nathan would love to go back to the Dixie Stampede because he hasn't been there since he was in grade school and he loves horses. And I thought, she obviously doesn't know Nathan. There's no way Nathan's going to want to go back to the Dixie Stampede.
Sometimes, Carolyn, you're right and Dad's wrong.
Really?
The Dixie Stampede is in Pigeon Forge, Tennessee, about 20 minutes from the Park Vista, depending on traffic. It's a dinner show with 32 horses, cowboys, and yes, amazing cowgirls. So this is something that's friendly for both boys and girls and adults. Everybody is going to be entertained. Now, due to international copyright laws, I cannot videotape the actual show to provide examples, and that's understandable. So what you're watching now is the pre-show in the saloon before the actual show. Okay, here's a funny story. I obtained permission from a member in the band to allow me to use this video for my content platforms. The song they're playing right now is Rocky Top, and yes, I realize that by using this song, I could potentially isolate myself from people who hate Tennessee football. But I really wanted my YouTube subscribers or VidMe followers to hear how amazing these guys are. And by the way, if you haven't learned this in life, it's good advice. Good music is good music, even if you're not a fan of a particular genre. I like every kind of music out there, and maybe it's because I write and play music myself and appreciate creative people who work hard with their God-given talents. But it didn't work out the way I planned. See, I've worked with copyright for a while, and my wife, well, she's somewhat of an expert when it comes to copyright. Anyway, I made an assumption about the song Rocky Top, written by Felice and Budlul Bryant, and no, I'm probably not saying Budlul's name correctly, and I'm very sorry. The song was written in 1967. I assumed the song was public domain, and here's why. I thought the song was a lot older than 1967. Most video platforms, including the two platforms I use for my content, YouTube and VidMe, will either demonetize your video or take disciplinary action against you, like in the form of a strike or a letter or so on. In any case, it's rude to use music that belongs to someone else without permission, and I don't want to be that guy. So while loading this video as an inside joke to one of my Kentucky subscribers, Thomas Fusen, I was going to add Rocky Top to the description below, the writers, lyrics, and maybe even a link to some people singing Rocky Top. So while grabbing some information for my little inside joke, I noticed the date that the song was written, and then I started my copyright research, which I should have done at the beginning. Thankfully, I caught it in time, and I was able to pull the video before it was released publicly.
Celebrating Nathan's birthday, this joyous celebration. He's 17 years old. I almost made him a year older there. He decided he wanted to go up to Ober today, and so we're taking you with us on his birthday celebration to visit Ober-Gatlinburg, which is a pleasant little ski village kind of place up on top of the mountain here outside of Gatlinburg.
For our family, going to Gatlinburg is something special. I'll explain Ober in just a few moments, but first, there are only two ways to get to Ober. One is by car, which is a winding mountain road that has been the death of many transmissions, and the other is the aerial tramway. I recorded the video you're watching right now on my cell phone, not to mention that, like I said earlier, the region is between seasons, so as pretty as this video is, visit Ober's website for amazing footage from the tram and other information about Ober. And as usual, I'll put the link in, well, you know. There are countless places to take pictures all over the Smoky Mountains, and they all have their charm, but views from the tram are some of my favorite. If you've never ridden the tram, it's a must on your next Gatlinburg visit. And visit the website before you go for prices and schedules. While Nathan and I were visiting, one ticket allowed a rider to ride the tram as many times as he or she wanted to for 2 days. And I admit it's been a few years since we've ridden the tram, and I don't remember ever having a deal so amazing. I really hope they keep this going because we took full advantage of it, and to tell you the truth, it works to their advantage as well. I mean, we spent money at Ober on both trips. Okay, so about Ober. Ober is an old-fashioned southern ski resort. Okay, that's different already. Southern ski resort? Really? Yes, really. They can make it snow on demand. And they were making snow, well, while we were there in March, where it's already hitting about 75 here in Tennessee. So yes, there is skiing, and I used to ski until I broke my ankle, and since then, well, not so much. I'll spare you the x-rays in this video. Anyway, there's an alpine slide and several other ski lifts to access some amazing trails, but there's also a trail that would take anyone to the highest point at Ober, and it has a breathtaking look-off. And then there's the very unique ski mountain coaster. More on that some other time. But you can also ice skate. And my family has spent a lot of time ice skating. It's a lot of fun. There's also an attraction called the Wildlife Encounter, which is a zoo with a bear and other animals common to the Smoky Mountains. Ober is special to our family for many reasons, too many in fact to share in this video. We love it. But while this may destroy an opportunity for future sponsorship, my first responsibility on this channel is to my subscribers and viewers who may use my information to help make final decisions concerning vacation plans. Well, and that actually happened last summer, in fact. So I'm all about polite honesty and observation. The bottom line is that Ober's been in business since the 1960s, and they know what makes money and what doesn't. But as an amusement park for kids and adults, well, if you're ice skating and skiing, most definitely. Or if you like zoos and want to see a big black bear close up and personal, it's great. But our family, well, we're not a huge fan of zoos. We're not anti-zoo either. It's just not something that we do. And if we're going to look at bears, we would much rather go to Cades Cove and find bears in the cove. Matter of fact, there's a video I'll link to at the end of this video where you can see me get too close and personal to a bear, and I promise you that won't ever happen again. It's one of my earliest videos from last year. But Nathan and I visited Ober twice this trip, once skipping breakfast to do so, just for the views, the tram, and the ski lift. And yes, we did enjoy a couple of amazing attractions, a whole lot. But our entire family, not just Nathan and myself, enjoy Ober for its location and access to the greatest views in Gatlinburg. Ober provides its guests with access to some of the most amazing views in the Smoky Mountains all year round. But our favorite time period is in the late fall and early winter. Thank you for watching this video, and before you check out the links in the description, I just want to say how grateful I am that you watch A Nose for Life, and when you subscribe, it really matters. I want to hear what you have to say because it honestly helps shape our content. A Nose for Life is wanting to host a mountain getaway in December, maybe even at Ober, and we're looking for anyone over the age of 18 who wants to be a part of this exciting experience. From Nathan and myself, thank you for joining us on this special video adventure. And by the way, Nathan, you're an amazing human being. I'm so very proud of you. I'm honored that you actually wanted to spend your birthday with just me on a father and son outing. I'm looking forward to our next trip together. Happy birthday, son, and I love you very much. I'm Bill Marion, and this is A Nose for Life.